We have the orange Dwarven player, not Maru. Zach Win, thanks for the follow, appreciate that. Welcome to the stream, hope you're gonna enjoy your stay. And his ally at the top right side is the blue Man of the West player, WWW. Very creative and nice name, by the way. They're against the yellow Man of the West player, RB, at the bottom right side. And his ally is the white Goblin player, Videra, at the bottom left side. Yes, bring the Fellowship, yeah, Fellowship of the Ring. I mean, for that reason, we also need dwarves and elves, because remember, Fellowship was including Legolas from the Elven country and Gimli from the Dwarven country. 3v3 or 4v4s, you find those heroes easier, but yeah, you know, for me, the balance of a game, and that's my personal opinion, should always be around to 1v1s, because 3v3s and 4v4s, that's like a coin flip. Like, it's about the matchup you get, it's about the combination you get. While 1v1 is like much more based on a skill of a player, in which you are relying on yourself. You have the one faction and that's it, and that should be the focus of everything what is balanced in any game, you know, not around the team games like 4v4. You cannot balance 4v4 matches, that's literally not possible, because there are 7 different factions and there are 100 different possibilities of the, you know, teammates you will get. You might get 4 times goblins, you might get goblins not a single time in a 4v4 match, like many, you know, coin flips, which is not, you know, enough informations for you to balance the game. Anyways, back to the game. We have 2 goblin, you know, 3 tunnels into the 2 goblin caves coming up for Videra at the bottom left side. He's now leading forward with the first goblin warrior battalion. There is also spider layer, which is a bit harder to be grabbed in compared to the warg layer or goblin layer, but it's still quite easy. Like, the only challenging creep in Rise of the Witch King is actually the Fire Drake creep, which is also kind of busted. That's why we are not using, or we were not using rather, any of these maps which are including Fire Drakes in a 1v1 tournament before. You know, because the thing is that some factions have the untamed allegiance stuff from the spellbook, in which they get the control of the selected layer, and if you do that with Engma, for example, and you are able to recruit Fire Drakes, that's kind of busted. That's why these maps are kinda not balanced enough in many situations, and for that reason we are not using them. So what is going on? Maru is actually pinging his ally, and the best experience you can actually get in a 2v2 match, in my opinion, is when you have your ally in the TeamSpeak in Discord and you are able to communicate, you know. That's how I used to play Battle for Middle Earth 2v2 matches many years ago. My teammate was in the voice chat. Back in the day, you was not having Discord, you had TeamSpeak, the old good days of TeamSpeak, and you was able to talk to your teammate, do that, he's attacking me, back me up, send me units, do that, do this, coordinate attacks, coordinate, you know, defenses, and this way it was much greater experience of playing 2v2 matches, in my opinion. Down to Goblin Town, through that. So we have a massive fight, and look at this, Mineshaft coming up from dwarves, and the 2v1 situation now against the yellow Man of the West player RB at the bottom right side. Take the best player out of the game first. That's the logic behind this. Good old times of TeamSpeak when Trilo and Kicksfire, yeah, through that. You know, MSN, like the very first, like one of the first, you know, online communication possibilities you had between you and friends. Also, like with messages and stuff like this, was actually MSN, you know. I used to use this program for a really long time. I still use TeamSpeak, it's better than Discord. But it's not free, am I right? You are not able to create a Discord account for free, if I'm not mistaken. I like Discord because it's free, and also because it's much more used nowadays. And the thing is, when you have the chance to communicate for free, why would you ever take money and invest it into TeamSpeak? That doesn't make any sense to me. Welcome back, T-Mac. Oh, it's free? Okay. But last time I was using the TeamSpeak, it was not free. Like many years ago. I mean, it was free to use TeamSpeak, but it was not free to make your own server, you know, for free. You was forced to invest a bit, not a lot, but you was still forced to invest money into that. Okay. But to be honest with you, I believe Discord, unless they change a lot about TeamSpeak, has still much more possibilities to be used, you know? Watch out! Can you also live stream on TeamSpeak? Can you video share? Is it possible? Like for example, I can screen share in Discord with audio from the game, for example, if I want to. That's a bad situation now for the Goblin player and for the Man of the West player, because they are camping here, as you can see, with soldiers and Dwarven extroverts. So that means Irby will be under constant pressure. That's why he will need the assistance of his ally Videra to deal with the situation. Like for example, we had today like a problem of a member in Discord. He had some trouble installing the patch, and then he was joining a voice channel, streaming his browser, his installation directory, and we could see what's going on, and we could help him and guide him through this installation progress much easier this way. Discord has some pros also, of course some cons as well, but it's not bad at all. I like Discord, to be honest with you. So we have Rallying Call available soon for Maru, and his ally has Rallying Call ability available. Irby has also Rallying Call available, and Keith Bats is on cooldown for Goblins. So we have actually 3 good factions and 1 evil faction only in this 2v2 match. Looks like Man of the West player and Dwarven player, sorry, is creeping the spider layer, which will give him the chance to capture the signal fire for Skype is better. Capture the signal fire for more vision control. And we have a fight here. And better or not better, that's always like a question of like a personal preference. That's the same when you would say to me, for example, BFME 2 is better than Rise of the Witch King. It's your opinion, Better is always relative for me. But for me, it's about what is giving me more possibilities and what is actually being used more often, And Discord, I would say in 2021 is being used overall much more often than TeamSpeak. What is happening here? Oh, there was one half-troll Vaultman able to sneak through, and they are tanky enough to take down this farm even when the soldiers or archers can make it there in time. And remember, they are not able to get trampled down, ladies and gentlemen. Even with the Gondor Knights, you can't do anything about the situation. However, they will of course be outnumbered, so they are not even focusing down the farm anymore. That means the farm is going to be protected, at least for now. The music in the background giving me goosebumps. Discord Nitro is higher. Discord Nitro is a scam. I mean, I don't see any reason why anybody should spend $10 or 10 euros in Germany actually to get Discord Nitro a month. You need to spend literally 10 euro in Germany for a month of Discord Nitro, which is a scam. That doesn't make any sense to me. It's just too expensive. Amazon Prime is cheaper than that, brother. Yeah, but still, like for me, it's not about the quality. As long as we are able, as long as it's not like from 1999, like, as long as the audio is clear, I don't mind about that. And that's for me not reason to actually invest $10 for that. You know what I'm saying? It's just too expensive. Some people, they are like, or some softwares or like programs like Discord, they are charging way too much. Like when you think about the situation nowadays in which you can subscribe to literally anything you want, you have Netflix, you have Amazon Prime, you have this YouTube premium, partnership, you have, for example, Discord Nitro, but much more stuff which you can actually subscribe monthly to. And the best things are Netflix and Amazon, in my opinion, because you get so much value of that, When you are Amazon customer with Prime, you are getting everything sent for free to your home. You don't need to pay anything for the delivery, And you also get the chance to subscribe to your favorite streamer on Twitch, which hopefully is me. And also you get the chance to have Amazon Prime Video for exclusive films, for great films you can watch every single day. Same with Netflix. It wasn't with their free games in Discord, yeah. Okay, we have the Shire units here. Frodo Baggins, Samwise Gamgee, Meriadoc Brandybog, and Peregrine Took. With the Fill of Galadriel, right click on it immediately to use to make the enemy units run into different directions. And actually there is a lot of pressure on the bottom side so far. So Videra is kinda forced to play extremely defensively. But he's holding himself. He's holding himself. And we hear also now Faramir and Theoden King, the riders of Rohan. I mean, guys, when you have to vote, and I'm curious, that's what I'm asking, when you have to vote, what was the best speech, the battle speech in the Lord of the Rings trilogy? Was it Aragorn at the Black Gate when he was like, the day may come when the courage of man fails, but it is not this day? Or was it Theoden when he's saying, spears shall be shaken, shields shall be splintered, the sword day, a red day, ere the sun rises, and then screaming death and writing it down? For me personally, it was Theoden's speech. By far, like, Aragorn's speech was good, but Theoden, I mean, I wouldn't fight for Frodo, you know. Faramir is here, almost level 2. Both are excellent, yeah. Both are excellent, but I you know, when you have to make a choice, then I would go with Theoden.
Come, Rangers, let us scout for Gondor.
Come, Rangers, let us scout for Gondor. Actually, it's not only the best battle speech in the films, in the trilogy, but also in the entire film industry, you know. I believe there is not a scene in any film I was watching so far which has like a better battle speech than the one from Theoden in the Battle of Helm's Deep, not Helm's Deep, in Minas Tirith. Power points are rising, 525 command points available for say it, Men of the West. Goblins have 10 power points. He might go for the White Man of Dunland summon if he wants to, or Spider Allies summon if he wants to, or Tainted Land. He chooses the Spider Allies summon, and he will be using that right off the bat, just to deal economical damage to dwarves. This mineshaft here is going to be definitely taken down. On the other side, we have a small fight going on here. Not a small fight, actually. Irby is having a bit more units on the field. Arrow volley is going to be dodged, but he was still running into that, and that's why the ranges are damaged big time. What you can do is, when you have like buff, like from the rallying call, and you can use the whole ground stance, you can this way minimize the damage income and survive the burst of long shot. Faramir is putting in a difference, and of course the difference is Theoden King, as he's offering leadership for the nearby archers and makes them stronger and better. The age of orcs. This was your battle speech? The age of men is over. The age of the orcs has come. Send forth the legions. Slay them all. You fool. No man can kill me. Izog level 5 already. Let's go. Battle wagons, battle wagons. The best speech is from Saruman. A new power is rising, and victory is at hand.
Who called for some guardians?
But my lord, there is no such force. And then, are you sure about that? You know? I still believe that Saruman messed up, you know what I'm saying? He messed up big time. He should go with the Uruks to Helm's Deep. Like, when you're confident that you will be winning this battle, then go with them and guide them, you know? Because if the attack of Uruks would be a bit more coordinated, they would crush Helm's Deep big time. Crush.
Men of Dale, it is time.
Men of Dale, really? Units we don't get to see very often. I like that. Yeah, this was the moment with a new power is rising. To war! And then Uruks are screaming, you know? The best speech was from Eye of Sauron, guys. I see you. He was saying the same thing over and over again. I mean, there are some goosebumps moments for sure. I mean, let's be real, in the trilogy there is only goosebumps, but like a couple of scenes I will always remember was also when Aragorn was sleeping, you know, they were trying to ride to Minas Tirith to war, and he was getting waken up by the Rohirrim, and then he was going into the tent, and it was, you know, Agent Smith, you know, Agent Smith was like, hello Mr. Aragorn. No, he will fight, but only for the King of Gondor. And then he's throwing, you know, showing the Anduril sword, and then the music behind, you know, Anduril, Flame of the West, forged by the, you know, shards of Narsil. That was also a goosebumps moment for me.
Building materials.
Runes were kind of disappointment, to be honest with you. Like, they did not do too much.
Come with me.
Come with me. I mean, I don't want to say they didn't do too much. They still killed like a bunch of Rohirrim and stuff like this, but not too much still, you know. What film you seen, Shanks? 100% not Lord of the Rings. What do you mean? But you don't know the scene in the tent when Elrond was coming with the Anduril and giving it to Aragorn.
Let me be. These guardians are ready to fight.
These guardians are ready to fight. And then you have this battle speeches against the battle speech of the Hobbit trilogy. But will you follow me one last time? Baruch Assault! But it wasn't Agent 007. I was making a joke about Agent Smith, as Elrond was also actor in The Matrix. In the books, it's mentioned that during the Battle of the Pelennor Fields, the Easterlings were the last faction to be defeated, because they are the last factions who come to fight. Maybe that's the reason why, because the fight was already over when they came. Oh, Gondor calls for aid, and Rohan will answer. Big commitment, Eowyn, Faramir and Theoden side by side. Look, Theoden's skin, the horse. The horn of Helmhammer hand shall sound in the deep one last time. For Faelingars was also a phenomenal moment. Aragorn was convincing him, Ride out and meet them. Okay, that's GG. This fortress is gonna fall. Does he have rebuild? Even when he has rebuild, I believe there is also Weapon of Talents. I mean, just to make it sure, in www.riseofthewitchking.hasbeendefeated.com. You can see Easterlings while Mordor was breaking Minas Tirith. Yeah. It's not Skimbatul. Build me an army worthy of Mordor. Is GG my brah? Who is saying brah in 2021? Isn't this outdated? I mean, I remember people saying brah like in 2018. This is outdated already, man.